YouTube, what's up? It's Lauren. Welcome back to my channel and welcome to week 32 of my second pregnancy here. Today's Friday, so I'm almost 33 weeks, but better late than never. Lots to update on this week, so let's jump right on in. If you haven't already, please be sure to subscribe, turn on your notifications, give this video a thumbs up, and comment down below. Not a whole lot of new symptoms for this week, just feeling very big, very pregnant, starting to get pretty uncomfortable. I've mentioned before in other videos that when I wake up in the morning time, I'm feeling pretty good physically, able to, move around, jump out of bed, that sort of thing. And by the end of the night, I'm in pain. Just like holding my belly up. It's just, belly gets so heavy by the end of the day and my back hurts and it's just rough in the evening times, which I think is pretty common. So that has been fun. This week was the beginning of my weekly appointments. Typically it would be twice a week, but due to COVID-19, they are kind of downgrading, trying to have you come into the clinic, into the hospital where I'm delivering at, as few times as possible, of course, to limit your exposure. So weekly appointments started on Monday. I had a BPP, a biophysical profile ultrasound, where they're checking for, let's see, it's movements, any sort of like flexion, tone, they call it. So they want to see a trunk, a limb, an arm, or leg moving, pretty big movements like that. Practice breathing, and then they check your amniotic fluid. So you get a score out of 8, and little Sawyer passed 8 out of 8 with flying colors. And it was funny because he passed all of those things within like the first 5 minutes. And so I had a pretty fun ultrasound tech, and she was like, you know what, he's adorable, he's so cute, I'm just gonna keep scanning him because he's a fun baby to scan. And so she did, about 15 more minutes just kind of giving me pictures and just looking at his face and trying to do like the 3D images. So that was fun to see him. After the BPP, I went to a different room just down the hall and got all hooked up for an NST, a non-stress test. So they hook you up to 2 different monitors. One is looking at baby's heart rate, and then one is measuring contractions. And then they give you a little clicky button that, out of breath, another symptom there, that you need to click every time baby is moving. And basically I was clicking that thing nonstop the entire time. I was probably hooked up for about 20, maybe 30 minutes. But yeah, they saw everything that they needed to see, and I did have at least 1 contraction during that time, and that's another symptom, I guess, to touch on, that I'm having a lot of contractions, a lot of Braxton Hicks. Probably upwards of like 10 to 20 a day. I don't really know what is typical. I guess there is no typical, but I do remember with Cade, I didn't have that many this early on. I had some later in the 3rd trimester and maybe like a couple a day. So yeah, lots of contractions. Crossing my fingers that is a good sign that maybe my body is getting ready to do something. Of course, not this early. I don't want him to come at 32 weeks or anything. But yeah, hopefully my body will kick itself into gear before that C-section date. Reminder, I do have a C-section scheduled for 39 weeks and 1 day on August 25th. But fingers crossed that I can go into labor naturally before then and hopefully have a VBAC. So yes, that was on Monday, my appointments, BPP, NST, and then I just met with an OB to follow up on all of that. It was not my typical OB. I think she was called away to do something else. I don't know. But yeah, it was this cute like old grandpa. He was legit wearing a bow tie. So it's always kind of frustrating not meeting with your typical doctors though, because they don't really know your history. And he was talking about, inducing me at 39 weeks. And I'm like, dude, read my chart. I have a C-section scheduled already. I want a VBAC, blah, blah, and see. He was very nice, but of course not my typical doctor. So what else? I have things written down here. Diabetes wise, things are going really well. I had a phone call endo appointment yesterday, which I think from now until I deliver, all my endocrinologist appointments will be via the phone, which is fine by me, because I can upload all of my data for them to see. My continuous glucose monitor and my insulin pump, all that information can be seen by my doctors, and we can just chat over the phone. Funny thing is, I am curious. Luckily, everything is covered by insurance now, my insurance that I hold. But I'm curious how much these appointments actually would cost me if I didn't have insurance. Because my endo phone appointment was 3 minutes and 21 seconds. No joke. So I'm just curious how much it will cost. I'll have to look at my explanation of benefits for that appointment. But yes, it was so quick because things are going really well. And she was able to see my CGM Dexcom chart, and at least the past couple of days, everything has been within target. So really happy about that. I urge everyone, again, if you have diabetes and you're pregnant, to learn how to make your own changes, because my endo is always super impressed that I can make my own changes, and I'm literally changing things like every other day, my ratios, my basal rates, correction factors, things like that. So things are going really well with that. What else? I have decided, I chatted about this in my last weekly video, that I'm not going to do castor oil at the end as like a self-induction method. There's just too many risks involved, and I know a couple of my viewers said like, stay away from it please, not worth the risk. So yes, I agree that it's not worth the risk. One thing that I will be doing, however, and I think a viewer did suggest this as well, and I did look further into it and actually already bought it, and it's here waiting to be used, is evening primrose oil. So you can take it orally and then also insert it vaginally, and I will be doing that. I'm gonna look up some more research about timing of everything. I think I'm going to start taking it orally around 36 weeks. And of course, this is all dependent on what my body is doing. They will, at the 36 week appointment, my OB did say that she would do a cervical check as they do the Group B strep swab. And you know what? If my body is doing stuff with all these contractions that I've been having, if it's starting to dilate, you know what? I'm gonna give it a little nudge in that direction, and hopefully I can pop this kid out on my own. So I think I am gonna start taking it orally about 36 weeks, and then kind of just depending on what my body is doing, probably start inserting it vaginally, 37, 38-ish weeks. I don't know, give me some suggestions if you have used evening primrose oil. Leave me a comment below, the timing and the doses, of course. I bought the 500 milligram tablets. They're like the gel capsules. So let me know in the comments below. I would love to know if you have used it and any stories along with that. Let's see, 10 minutes, oh my gosh. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you the 32-week belly. Let me look at the Ovia app super fast. I always think that's so fun, to see how big Sawyer is, and of course, he's bigger than this, so. Let's see. Fruits and vegetables. Sawyer is the size of a Florida pomelo. What is a pomelo? Tell me in the comments below. For the Parisian bakery, he is the size of a pain d'epi. Those things are always so weird. The Fun and Games, he is the size of a plastic scooter board. Loved these things when I was little in gym class. I was joking, side story here, when we were painting all of our entire house, I was the one doing like the bottom trim work, and I told Teddy that I needed one of these little scooter boards to like push myself across to do the trim. Anyways, weird but cute animals. He is the size of a naked-tailed armadillo. So cute. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the week 32 belly. Okay, let's see. Here, there. Does this give you a better idea if I stand back a little bit? He's big, you guys. Okay, these stripes don't help me either. Here. Shirt up. Yep. Oh. He is big. I think I mentioned before, no new stretch marks on my stomach yet. I do have some stretch marks going on, some new ones from this pregnancy on my thighs, like on the front of my thighs and kind of side. But they're like old stretch marks that are extending. So like you can see the new red stretch marks extending from the previous stretch marks. So fun times. That's gonna be it for week 32. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe and thumbs up and comment below, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye everybody. Mwah.